11 years old, and I'm in the Team Riders for H Club. Glasses on, earmuffs on, hand on the trigger, aim at the target, bang, bang, hand off the trigger, point the gun towards the ground, turn on the safety. Today I'm here to talk about gun safety. As you know, guns are very dangerous, and it's very important to understand the knowledge of the safety. But before I share this knowledge with you, you should know the parts of a gun. This is the stock, the trigger, this button is the safety, this opening is the receiver, this is the forearm, and the barrel. I will be reviewing the following kinds of safety: before shooting, during shooting, after shooting, and the 10 commandments of gun safety. Before you begin shooting, you should always have your gun on safety. If your gun is on safety and is loaded, then your gun will accidentally go off and will prevent further accidents. Next, you should have your gun pointed towards the ground. This is so if your gun is this is because if some people might have a tendency to swing their gun around between or after shooting and may accidentally point at someone and shoot. Also, before you begin shooting, you should obviously load your gun with the proper ammunition. You will load your gun in the receiver. Now I will be reviewing safety while you are shooting. First, you should always wear shooting glasses. This is so if a bullet ever bounced off an object and came towards you, it could hurt you severely or possibly kill you. Another safety tip would be to wear earmuffs while shooting. This is because most guns make a loud noise and can damage your ears. Now I will be reviewing the procedure you'd follow after you finish shooting. First, you should unload your gun. Next, you should put your gun on safety and point your gun towards the ground. When you put your gun away, you should have it on safety and store it safely so it is out of reach, and this will prevent further dangers. Now I will refer to the 10 commandments of gun safety. Number 1, always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. You would generally point it towards the ground or directly up in the air. Number 2, firearms should be unloaded when not actually used. Take your ammunition out after shooting. Number 3, don't rely on your gun's safety. Even if your safety is on, your gun is still capable of firing. Number 4, be sure of your target and what is behind it. Your target may be something else, and behind it may be a person. Number 5, use proper ammunition. An example of using proper ammunition would be a .22 pistol takes a .22 caliber, and so on. Number 6, if your gun fails to fire when the trigger is pulled, handle with care. Number 7, always wear eye and ear protection while shooting. This is to prevent any injuries. Number 8, your barrel may have some obstructions. Make sure your barrel is clear of any obstructions before shooting. Your barrel may have something stuck in it while shooting. Check before to stay clear of any accidents. Number 9, don't alter or modify your gun and have it serviced regularly. If you play around with the gun's features, it may cause a future problem. Number 10, learn the mechanical and handling characteristics of the firearm you're using. In other words, be aware of what you are handling with and that you know what you are doing. If a gun ends up in the hands of a person who does not know what they're doing, it can be a very dangerous situation. Learning these safety tips have benefited me by making me a better shooter and making me aware that this is not a toy. I hope you have learned something today and enjoyed this presentation. Are there any questions? Yes?
I have a couple questions. First of all, do you have to be a certain age to have a gun?
Your question was, do you have to be a certain age to have a gun? I don't really know, but I think you have to be I think you have to have a license to carry a gun around, but I think you can have a gun.
So, do you know at what age you can obtain a license, or no?
Your question was, do you know which age you can obtain a license? I think you can get one at 11 or 12, so that might be pretty sure.
And would you recommend when you were target shooting to do that with somebody else, or would you do that by yourself?
Your question was if you would recommend target shooting with someone else. And if you're a younger age, then yes, you would, because something is capable of happening. But if you're more experienced, I don't think it really matters, and you have someone releasing the target, so they're there to kind of shoot.
Thank you.
Do you go shooting a lot?
Your question was, do you go shooting a lot? And yeah, I like shooting. It's fun.
About how frequently?
your question was about how frequently I shoot. I shoot like 3 months, once every 3 months probably or something.
You said that you should store the gun out of reach. Can you give an example of how, more specifically, how you should store a gun?
Your question was to give a more specific example of how to store a gun so it's out of reach. An example would be like putting it in a safe, so if say like a child could get to it and they could accidentally hurt themselves or someone else, so that would be one thing. Are there any more questions? Have a good day.